Why does it do this to me? Whenever I Alt-tab back into the window or hit Shift for like the first time in a game session, it opens the Steam overlay like that. And if I tab out to my recording software or something and tab back in, it opens that overlay. I don't know why. We're back. Falion's dead. I have to find 2 Elder Scrolls. I'm supposed to ask at the College of Whiterun.
They used to call Windhelm the City of Kings. In my books, anyway. Yes?
The other Elder Scroll.
Dexian said something about that scroll. What was it? Something to do with dragons, I think. Maybe we should try asking at the College of Winterhold. Sounds like something they'd know about.
I don't... Hey, wait, what? She's a follower?
Alright, let's see what you have.
I can give her things. Ooh. 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 Is there anything worth giving her? Here, take this knife. Whoa. And also, for some reason, my frame rate will randomly choke. I don't know why either. Let's go to Winterhold. I have the Archmage of Winterhold. I closed the college. There couldn't possibly be any clues there. I mean, could there? But I moved all of the things from the inside of the college out elsewhere. I cleaned the whole place out. I think if there was an Elder Scroll there, I would have seen it. Sophia, put
What is it?
some clothes on.
Okay, but next time you can carry my stuff.
Why are we getting combat noise?
I rather enjoy the chat.
Oh, it's because there's a random dragon up there. It's an annoying place. These birds are not allowed in my college. Actually, I think I have to charge this. Oh, how convenient! Whoa, what? Sophia, I need you to explain something to me. Why has a dragon ever killed me really fast? I need you to tell me this. Because I can't think of an occasion in which it's happened. Not that it happened and I rewound time or anything. This is just a hypothetical question I'm posing to you, Sophia.
Where'd you come from?
Why aren't you wearing clothes? Why isn't my bow and arrow charged?
At least you will die with a nice view. Yes, I'm referring to my face.
Come on, dragon.
They say actions speak louder than words, so I'll let my weapons do the talking. Someone your own size, or bigger, and you can stand more chance than beating me.
I think its tail counts. Dragon, now. That's highly impolite of you. I've seen a future, and in it you're dead. You had one chance to kill me this time. There is still the librarian here. The only person who did not get downsized when I restructured the company. Let's see if he is still here. Ah, Urag.
What do you want? Aren't your hands coated with enough blood?
Look, I'm not here about that. I'm looking for an Elder Scroll, Urag.
And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about?
Well, tell me more about them then.
I knew it. Everyone comes in here expecting my help, but they don't even have the proper questions. An Elder Scroll is an instrument of immense knowledge and power. To read an Elder Scroll, a person must have the most rigorously trained mind, or else risk madness. Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price.
As a price for what, Urag?
The simplest way to put it is knowledge, but there's nothing simple about an Elder Scroll. It's a reflection of all possible futures and all possible pasts. Each reader sees different reflections through different lenses and may come away with a different reading. But at the same time, all of it is true, even the falsehoods, especially the falsehoods.
Where'd the Elder Scrolls come from?
It would take a month to explain to you how that very question doesn't even make sense. The scrolls exist here, with us, but also beyond and beneath, before and after. They are bits of divine-made substance, so we could know them. Sorry, talking about the scrolls, you usually end up in irritating and vague metaphors like that. Some people who study them devoutly go mad.
There's not any weird chance you just kind of have one, do you?
Ah, you think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it.
I need to find one. I was told that here at the college, someone might be able to help. And Urag, you know the most about this entire college. That's why I came to you.
I don't know who told you that, but I'll do what I can. What we do have are plenty of books. I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them.
Oh. Effects of the Elder Scrolls. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effects has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were subject to idle speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius Dublinus, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readers, though a unified theory of how they manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into 4, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dictonomy will lay it plain. Group the first. The naifs for one who has received no training in the history or nature of the Elder Scrolls. The scroll itself is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scribed nor knowledge obtained, while the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellations and patterns and connections, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate since the very nature of this study necessitates unknown subjects. Group the second, the unguarded intellects. It is in this second group that realizes the greatest danger from attempting to read the scrolls. These are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse at infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrecoverably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of that hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or the deep nature of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres, but the knowledge does come. Group the third, mediated understanding. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the ancestor moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scrolls. Their novitiates must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation. They often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first Elder Scroll. And the monks say this is for the initiates' own protection, as they have witnessed many unguarded intellects among their more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough ability to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. Group the fourth, illuminated understanding. Between the previous group and this one exists a continuum that has, at present, only been traversed. Sorry, I have a little bit of trouble reading when the text is at an angle sometimes. Between the previous group and this exists a continuum that has at present only been traversed by the monks of the ancestor moth. With continued readings, the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is, for every monk, a day of penultimate reading, when the only knowledge that the Elder Scroll imparts is that the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrence by charting the severity of an individual monk's blindness, but all who reach these later stages report the increasing blindness seems to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is in fact continuing to diminish at this upper range, but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for his ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws to seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his mind for reception of his last. Upon this final reading he is forever blinded, as sure as those unguarded ones who race to knowledge. The illuminated one, though, has retained his understanding over a lifetime and typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him. It is hoped that this catalogue will prove useful to those who wish to further our mortal understanding of the Elder Scrolls. The moth priests remain aloof about these matters, taking the gradual debilitation that comes with reading as a point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. Illuminations of the Elder Scrolls. Imagine living beneath the waves in a strong... What? Ask Urag about the insane book. Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sided blessing of most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe, drink its wrap, and weft. Through the plant matter fibers imbue your soul. The wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to heavens of prophecy. This is one manner in which the scrolls first come to pass, but are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric, or are we the breath itself? Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge flows through, being water, or are we the stuck morass of sea filth that gathers on the edge? Imagine again, this time, but different. A bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and down by a stone, but the stone can come from above. If the bird is upside down, where then did the stone come from? In which direction? Did the gods send either, or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? The all-sight of the scrolls makes a turning of the mind such that relative positions are absolute in their primacy. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you are beneath the ground. A tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodlands for her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become, so you push off the water, the dirt, the sun to stay in your hole, but it is the very pushing that you become a tree. In spite of yourself, how did that happen? The acorn is a kind of tree egg in this instance, and the knowledge is the water and sun. We are the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become full-sight ourselves. One final imagining before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now a flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time you see your brothers and sisters burning of their own in the distance and along your side. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories, each burns blight, then flickers, then two more take its place, but not forever, lest the void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each of our minds is actually emptiness, and the learnings of the scrolls are pinpoints. Without their stabbing light, my consciousness would be as a vast nothingness. Unknowing its emptiness as a void is unknowing of itself. But the burnings are dangerous and must carefully be tended in mind and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. What in the hell did I just read? Urag, what is this all about?
Mate, all this knowledge might have been lost were it not for you.
Thank you, Urag. This Ruminations book, what did I read?
Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long.
Where'd he go?
Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Find Septimus Sophia!
Yes? Did
Stop
you want
being
something?
naked. It makes me want to eat you. I don't want to eat you. Don't make me eat you, Sophia.
Are you sure you want to trust me with that?
Yes, yes. I would absolutely love to trust you with clothes. Please put some damn clothes on.
I rather enjoyed a little chat.
Come on, Sophia and Serana. We need to go to the ice fields in the north? I mean, that could really be anywhere. The ice fields in the north. Where? That's such a broad place.
This must be beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
North. Find Septimus Cygnus. So let's start at Sky Temple Ruins. That's the furthest north point that I can think of. What is north?
Where'd you...
What did you two find? North. We're gonna head north? And then we will look around from there. Bear! Can't be that simple, can it? There's just a door here? This couldn't be. Sophia, did we just find Luke Skywalker?